Okay, welcome to the next Blender tutorial. So today we are making a candle in a jar. So it's kind of the same as a cookie jar that we made, but we're just going to make it a little bit more taller, I guess. So we're just going to click delete on this main cube right here on the default. We're going to go over to add, mesh, and then we'll go to circle, scale outwards. And then we're going to go to edit mode right over here in the corner. Press F. E to extrude, and what we're going to do is we're just going to scale this out just slightly. Generally they're kind of curved at the bottom, so to scale that out slightly, just kind of give it that bit of a bevel, and then we're just going to go E for extrude, and we're just going to bring it right up. The one that I'm currently looking at is like a jar, so I'd say about that tall. We'll go for E for extrude again, and we'll just start bringing this in. So just very gently bring it in, not too sharp. And then from this point we're just going to go E for extrude. Just bring it in just slightly. I'm just going to pull that down just a little bit. And then we're going to go E for extrude. And then E for extrude again. Scale outwards. E for extrude. Scale outwards just a little bit more. Then this is going to be the lid of the jar. So we're going to go E for extrude, scale it inwards, E for extrude again, leave it where it is, scale it inwards, E for extrude, we're just going to bring it down, scale it in. So now at this point right here we need to do the X-ray mode so that we can see what's going on the inside, because we're going to need to look at the inside. So let's go E for extrude, E for extrude again, we're just going to scale this in just slightly. And then we're just going to go E for extrude again, bring it out, and then E for extrude all the way down, press G, bring it in, and right at the bottom here just make it as thick as you can, because we're going to be using thick glass. Just bring it into the side just there, and that should be about right. So at this part right here what we want to do, we're going to add another circle. Come back to object mode, add a circle. So you see the circles right there at the bottom. We're going to go G, bring it up to the bottom of the tub right here. I know a lot of people like to take the vertices from the inside, but for this one I'm just going to make it the way that it is. Just press S, scale it outwards. And what we're going to do, go to edit mode, press F, E for extrude, scale it outwards, E for extrude, scale it outwards, and then E for extrude, just bring it right up. So now we have the inside of the candle. So we have the inside and we have the outside. I'm just going to turn off the X-ray mode just there. So now we can see that one. So if you take your jar, shade smooth, and you take the inside and also shade smooth. So what I'm going to do with the inside is just go to edit mode, take this face right here, just press G, bring it up. And then we go to object mode, click your jar on the outside, go to materials tab right here, just right here, go to new, we'll go from principled BSDF to glass emission, and then we're going to turn down the roughness. So you'll notice that nothing happens right here. So if this happens to you, just go to the render engine, press EV, and go into cycles. And now we have this kind of glass kind of thing going on. So the light in the scene, I think we may have put the object over the light in the scene. There we go. So that's the light in the scene. So what you can see there, the white part is what's supposed to be the candle wax, and obviously you've got the outside, which is a jar. Now I think I may have inadvertently placed the wax a little bit too high, so we're going to go ahead, select this face on top, if that's the case on yours too. Press X-ray so you can see on the inside. Press G and just bring it down a little bit. So now when we render it, we should see the jar and everything. So you'll notice that these little lines appear as well. So that's because your edit mode's turned on, but also we have this little line right here. So what you want to do, right click, shade smooth, and that should get rid of most of the little lines on there. So this part right here, we can actually do maybe pink for a candle. Maybe like this nice lilac-y pink. I'm going to go ahead and add a plane in the background because it just kind of, you can see things a lot better if you've got the plane. So now for the wick for the candle, we can do add, go to mesh, go to cylinder, scale upwards, then we're going to scale down, press G, bring it up, scale it downwards again. So we're going to the regular mode, just X-ray just for one moment. We can see the wick just in the middle right there. So you want to shade this one smooth. Go to new on your materials tab and just make it slightly orange. So what you should end up with in the end is something like this. Excuse me. So this could be kind of a fresh candle that you've just kind of, I don't know, you picked up from the store or something. So if you wanted to add a flame, I would suggest adding, let's see, we could add a cone on the end of it. We could add a UV sphere if you wanted to. I'm not going to teach you fire in this tutorial, but if you wanted an emission to come out at the end, I mean, it would be pretty neat to teach fire, but the other problem is many computers, they kind of struggle with smoke and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I do the right tutorial for you guys. So if you change this material on the end right here to an emission, make it slightly orange or yellow, and then you can turn this up and you can have this flame going right at the side. You can also take the middle right here and you can sink it in a little bit. So if we go to, you know, I'm going to scale that down first. So we've kind of got a little light at the top. You can stretch it out if you wanted to. So you've got this little flame going on. As regards as to the wax, what you could do, you go edit mode, just take off your X-ray for one moment. This face right here, we want to go E for extrude, scale inwards, and then E for extrude, scale downwards, scale inwards just slightly. And what you could do to make it look wet, you could place a few items on there as well. You could go to object mode. Let's see what we could do right here. We could go with UV sphere. We'll go with UV sphere. Bring it up. Scale it down. Press G. We could set it right there. And then we could take this object again for the wax. E for extrude. Bring it down. Just scale it in. Just to here. Just so you can see that. So it just kind of clips just slightly. Just scale this object out just a little bit. Or sideways or wherever you want to go with it. And then we'll go to new. And we can go to, let's put it as a pink. Turn down the alpha just slightly. And then turn up the metallic and turn down the roughness completely. So now, when we render it, if I just get that into frame, we should have a beautiful candle with a little bit of a wax residue in the middle. As I said, I'm not going to be doing fire or smoke in these tutorials just at the moment. Until I can really figure out the best way to do it for you guys. So yeah, that's a candle in a jar. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. Please like, subscribe, follow. It really helps me out. Yeah, I'll see you later.